There are moments in reality television that feel less like entertainment and more like watching someone's heart unfold in real time. And this week on Dancing with the Stars, that moment belonged to actress Danielle Fishel, a woman many of us grew up with on our screens, from her iconic role as Topanga on Boy Meets World, to motherhood, to private battles we didn't know about. This journey ended in tears, applause, and a room full of people who simply did not want to see her go home. Before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed to FameLine USA for more celebrity deep dives and emotional Hollywood stories. Because trust me, this one is going to stay with you. Now, let's rewind. Danielle came into this season with more than just a desire to dance. She came in carrying a story, her cancer scare, her deeply personal emotional journey, and a determination to transform pain into art. When she danced contemporary, it wasn't just choreography, it was everything she had survived. Every fear, every fight, every realization that life is fragile, and every step matters. She said it herself. It wasn't just emotional, it was one of the most difficult weeks of her life. Being vulnerable on a stage that millions watch is not easy, and yet, she did it with an openness that moved audiences and judges alike. So when her name was called for elimination, it hit differently, because Danielle didn't expect to go home. And no one in that room expected it either. What went through her mind? She described it as a flash, a rush of memories from her time on the show. And not sad ones, happy ones. The rehearsals, the team dance, the inside jokes, the moment she knew she was making memories that would last long after the lights dimmed. It was, in her words, like watching the highlight reel of a beautiful chapter closing. But the emotional core of this farewell wasn't just from Danielle, it was from the people around her, especially her dance partner, Pasha. Their bond was something the audience could see every week, supportive, patient, steady. Pasha didn't just coach her, he stood with her. And the way his family embraced Danielle, that says more about who she is than any performance could. Even their young daughter adored her from the very first moment. The cast described her not just as talented, but as good, a genuinely good person. And that's what made this elimination feel so heavy. Because the ballroom wasn't losing just a competitor, it was losing a presence. A friend, a storyteller. Danielle herself said the hardest part to leave behind wouldn't be the stage, but the conversations, the rehearsals, the jokes, the unspoken understanding that happens when two people commit to building something together week after week. But she didn't leave empty. She left proud. The timing couldn't have been more poetic. Her team dance received the first perfect score of the season. She didn't go out defeated. She went out on a high. Now, what does this mean moving forward? For Danielle, this experience allowed the world to see her not as a character, not as a nostalgic reminder of the past, but as a woman who has evolved, suffered, healed, and expressed all of that in a way that others connected with. This changes how audiences see her. It deepens her public image. It reminds Hollywood of her versatility and her heart. Comparing this to past eliminations, where contestants often feel cut short or forgotten, Danielle's exit felt like a celebration. A closing chapter written with gratitude instead of disappointment. So now the real question is, what comes next? Will we see Danielle in more projects? Will this unlock more performance work? Or was this simply a personal milestone? That is yet to be seen. But one thing is clear. Her journey here has already inspired countless viewers who saw themselves in her struggle, her courage, and her vulnerability. Before we close, I want to hear from you. Did you think Danielle deserved to stay longer? And which moment from her DWTS journey moved you the most? Comment below, because this conversation is far from over.